Hello, beautiful goddesses, queens, and unicorns. Welcome back to my podcast, Teach, Travel, Talk. I hope if this is your first time listening, you can go back and re-listen to some of my podcast. There's a lot of great talks in there. And I hope you got the chance to listen to my last podcast, which is all about my struggles in life and the things I've overcome in life. And the reason I wanted to share this and be so open and honest is for you to see that we all have our own shit we are working on, and that in this imperfect world, we weren't meant to be perfect. We were meant to be perfectly imperfect, and that we can overcome the obstacles and these lessons in our life because we are forever changing and evolving. And once we finally accept that, we open up this wisdom, this knowledge, and realizing that all we have is the here and the now and the present moment, and it's always coming back to finding that balance within us and being mindful every single day of our bodies, of our mind, of our intentions, of our words, and just accepting the here and the now. And many people don't want to accept it, and that is why we live in the past and in the future and have anxiety and have depression, because we're holding on to things we can never attain and our mind goes crazy. And I'm here to help you find those habits and that we can incorporate into the next year together. And this is something that I have been doing for a really long time, and it's a daily thing. I'm never gonna stop doing these habits to help myself. And I hope that you can take away some teachable moments and find some habits that help you in the next year, because each one of us is different. We're all gonna like different things. We're all gonna have different ways of calming down, different music, all of that, and that's okay. Find what helps you. And I just want to share with you the things that have helped me throughout my life and get me back to loving myself and guiding myself in the right direction and being in touch with my higher power and just get in touch with myself, that light within myself, that duality inside of myself, the good, the bad, all of it. It just meshes together and creates this amazing universe that we get to experience right now. So we have to take advantage of the here, the now, the moments we have with people, the way we share those moments together, how we experience them. Are they going to be positive or negative? Because everything can be positive if we just look at things differently. If we go above and see the many different things at play here, because all that matters is how we react to things. You can create a way to stop and think before we react. Many of us are on autopilot every day, and we allow our emotions to control us and to take over our whole entire body instead of looking at things outside of ourselves and looking at the situation at hand and saying, how can I react to this? How can I allow someone to understand that maybe this situation is making me frustrated, or this situation is making me sad or uncomfortable? And it's easy by telling people, I feel this emotion, so I feel angry because you said this, and what maybe they said to you. Communication is such a huge part of allowing people to be in a positive, healthy relationships with each other and interactions with one another. I think getting to that point where we don't allow our emotions, our moods, outside circumstances to affect the way we interact with other people, because it has nothing to do with them. It has to do with ourselves, and we shouldn't want other people to feel that way. And that was a big thing for me to realize as I was growing up, is that I would never want to make someone feel the way I have felt in life. And I think that is a big thing when we don't react and we sit there and say, how would I like someone to handle this situation if I was in their shoes? Right? You wouldn't want someone to scream at you. You wouldn't want someone to, do these things that provoke a negative response. And sometimes that is just taking a moment and saying, wow, can I think about that for a moment? Or, hey, I can't answer you right now. Can I, go calm down? Many times that was something I finally had to do, because the emotion I would let take me over the most was anger. My anger would get so out of control. I would say hurtful things, mean things to people. And when I became sober, the first thing I started doing was listening to people. And especially I was still going out to parties, and I was the quiet one. People would be like, oh my goodness, you're such a shy person. No, I'm not. I'm just not going to compete with drunk people. But it made me start to listen. And the nonsense that was coming out of people's mouths. And I sat and I observed and I said, oh my goodness, was this me? This was me. And I don't want to be that person. I didn't like myself when I wasn't in control of myself. And then, at that point, alcohol is controlling my body. I'm not really in my right mind. And I had to start thinking about things differently. And it helped me. Listening opened up so much, because instead of reacting, you have to sit there and actually listen to someone and the words that are coming out of their mouth. And sometimes it's all about communicating back what you heard and saying, hey, is this what you meant? Because this is how it sounded to me. And a lot of times it is just miscommunication. It's not that someone's trying to, sometimes make you feel that way. And making people aware of how they make you feel when they say certain things is the biggest thing. But allowing yourself to be aware of what you are saying and how you are saying it. The biggest thing is the tone of voice we use with people. And I had to learn to really watch the way I talk and listen to myself. And it's hard, especially here in America. We talk a mile a minute, and we become so unaware of the actual words we are saying, and we're not being intentional with our words. That was the first thing that came to me, was that I need to be aware of myself. because it makes me be in the here and now and constantly check myself, check my words, check my actions, check if I am the problem, if I am reacting badly to this, if I'm not being open-minded, if I'm not listening, all of these things. And it keeps you linked to yourself. And that was something that led me to talking to myself in the mirror. I absolutely love now talking to myself in the mirror. I love her. She gives me great advice. And she makes me realize you are the only person on this earth that I need to make happy, that I need to fill with love, that I need to forgive, and that I need to be compassionate and empathetic, and realize that I'm human and that we are imperfectly perfect. And it made me so connected with myself, and that is where a lot of my self-love came from. And it has been a hard process. Some days it's really hard to look yourself in the mirror because you are in a bad mood. So, we think we're ugly. Oh my goodness, I don't like you right now. And that's okay sometimes, but that is when you need to look at yourself the most and say, I love you because you're compassionate. I love you because you have an amazing smile. I love you because you are kind and generous and loving. And you just have to keep telling yourself. When I meet people and they always ask me how I have this high confidence and about myself, and I tell them, start looking at yourself in the mirror, because if you don't love yourself, how is anyone else gonna love you? You have to look yourself in that mirror and tell yourself how beautiful you are, how amazing you are, how incredible you are. And on those days that were the hardest for me was the days I had to sit in that mirror even longer and tell myself how amazing I was. And it gets hard. You'll cry. Our body releasing it back into the universe and allowing it to become a different form and to let it go. Because we make mistakes. We have our good days and our bad days. That is life. That is being human. It's our human experience, is that duality and having that good with the bad, and just always seeing that bigger picture of why these things needed to happen. And I hope that after this, you can go into your mirror and tell yourself 5 things that you love about yourself. 5 things you love physically about yourself, and 5 things you love just personal about you, who you are, your character. I want you to do that because it's a practice that we should do every morning and every night. It should be in your daily routine. For me, I love having a million mirrors in my room so that every moment I can look at myself and tell myself how amazing I am, how beautiful I am, how incredible I am, because no one else can say it to me. I need to say it to myself. And as much as that habit is amazing, and I still do this on a daily basis, another amazing habit that I picked up about 7 years ago was journaling. And it was such a great experience. For me, what had happened was it started out as a food journal. I wanted to be more conscious of the food that I was putting in my body, but I kept getting so sidetracked and I would forget to write it down. So then it just started becoming my daily to-do list, what I needed to get done that day, and kind of like a checklist. Then it turned into my schedule when I was working. And after a while, it started becoming what I did on a daily basis, who I hung out with, what I did. Then it kind of started turning into how I felt that day, how I felt that week. And it just kept evolving and growing into different things. And I have loved doing it because it was an everyday thing. I was writing in that thing every day. Yes, would I forget a few days sometimes? Yes, of course. But for a good 2.5 years, I was consistently writing. And I loved it because it helped me become more self-aware. It helped me realize the certain patterns and habits I have had in place for so long and that were bad, that were not self-loving myself, and that I needed to break. And that was why a lot of lessons kept coming to me, was because the universe was telling me, hey, these habits are horrible for you. You need to stop. And I'm trying to push you to stop doing them by giving you a lesson after lesson, but you're not learning from it. And one day you're just like, aha, I learned it, I mastered it, let's move on. But don't think you have mastered it, because the universe will keep throwing you a curveball to be like, are you sure? Are you sure you mastered this? Let's give you a lesson and see if you've actually learn from it. So be aware. And this is gonna be forever, for our whole lives. But with the new knowledge we have and the new information and the self-awareness we have, we can change those situations and make them transform into what we want them to be. Another great habit that I picked up with starting, to be more aware with myself was being more aware of what food does to my body. At this time, I had started becoming a vegetarian, and when I started that process, I also wanted to see how my body reacted to different foods. I used to get massive migraines, and I never really understood why I would get them. So one week I decided I'm going to eliminate cheese from my diet for about 10 days and then reintroduce it and just see the effects it has on my body. And yeah, I realized that when I eat cheese, it gives me massive migraines. It was almost an instant migraine I would get once I ate cheese. And I'm still learning from this, and I've constantly eliminate new things if I feel that my body cannot tolerate it anymore and it's not a good thing. Like at the moment, I'm trying to give up gluten. It is a little hard because gluten is in everything. But I am trying my hardest because I do know that my body just does not agree with it, and I need to listen to my body. And that goes with certain foods and everything, and listening to ourselves, because when we think, hey, my body can't handle a certain food, that your stomach's gonna get upset, or you'll have an allergic reaction. But a lot of times we don't even realize the effects it has on our body and what it can trigger inside of ourselves. It could be a headache, it can be maybe your eyesight. I really don't know, but it can affect so many different parts of our body without us even realizing that it's because of the food that we are consuming. And so when we get connected with ourselves, our body can now let us know, like, hey, actually this is linked to that food you just ate. That's why you're experiencing this certain thing inside of our body. And it's great. It's an amazing feeling being connected with my body and learning it and learning what I can and cannot eat and what it needs at that very moment in time. And I will agree, I'm not the best. I still, do eat things that upset, like gluten. It's starting to give me headaches and just upsets my tummy. And I know that, we all slip up. We're all not perfect. And eventually I do want to get to that point, but it's an everyday thing. I have a huge eating problem. I definitely am an emotional eater, and I will just binge eat. I will eat to fill that void, and it's something I've struggled with, and I've learned to control it over the years. And I do love, that I've become vegan and that I don't eat animal products anymore because they're not healthy for my body. And it's been an amazing journey these last 8 years being one, and seeing my diet change and being open to so many more foods. And because I love cooking, that I will say that is another habit I definitely picked up, was cooking for myself. And I really enjoy cooking. It's really fun, and I love getting to, just put these things together, because I feel like it opened up my horizons to so many more flavors and different choices that I can make, and it was awesome. So definitely the new year, I would say, definitely with, what's going on in this world, cooking is really fun. You can do so many amazing things with them. I would love to share some recipes. Maybe I will do that in my Facebook page. I'll share some vegan recipes. I have a really awesome vegan mac and cheese. Oh, it's one of my favorites. And mashed potatoes. I'm trying to give up potatoes a little bit at the moment because apparently my sugars are a little high. So yeah, those are some great habits that we can enact in this new year. And another habit I got into was doing yoga. It was really helpful. It calmed me down. It helped me stay active because I didn't really like sports. I don't like running. The gym's okay. If I need to go to the gym, I will go and lift some weights or do like the elliptical or the bike. I really don't like running. I think I said that, but that's how much I really don't like it. But for me, the thing that I really enjoyed doing was yoga. It was fun for me. It was calming. Or doing Zumba was really fun. Or dancing. I really love dancing. And so it was just that, finding things that I love to do, but helped me be healthy, be connected with myself, get my body up and moving. And that's why I liked yoga, because it helped me, move muscles that I normally wasn't moving, and getting me out of that one position that I'm always in, which is sitting at a desk, then sitting in the car, then maybe standing and just walking. And it helps me get into all these different moves and helps my body just flow more naturally together and bend and, not become robotic and stiff from just doing the same movements all the time. So that was something that really, really helped me again become very self-aware of myself and my limitations and what I can and cannot do. Many people believe that yoga, you must be flexible. Well, you do yoga to become flexible, and it's an everyday thing. I remember when I first started, and let's just say stretching, for goodness sakes, it took me 3 years of consistently stretching to be able to touch my toes. 3 years. 3 years. But that just shows you how your body is becoming this different thing if you keep repeating the same thing every single day. And even if I don't do yoga every day, I at least stretch my body every single day because it needs it. Even if I didn't do anything all day, just laid in bed, had a lazy day, I still end my day with stretching. Or sometimes in the morning I have to wake up and do a little bit of stretching, but it's good, get our body moving. And it all night long you're stiff as a board or moving around. So yeah, finding something that gets your body out and moving, even if it's just taking the dog for a walk around the block. I think we all should at least do about 15 minutes a day of stretching, at least. And with yoga, it brought me on to the world of meditation. And meditation is really about being mindful and being aware. And the best way that I have been able to explain meditating to people is that you never stop thinking, but you become aware of different things. So let's say an emotion comes by, or a thought comes by. It's okay, you acknowledge it, you say thank you for coming, and exit stage left. And we don't let it stay there. And that is why they tell you when you're meditating to focus on your breathing. And when a thought comes, to again go back to your breathing, in, out, and saying those words to yourself so that you're present and focused on your breathing, because a lot of us are not breathing at all, and we should be. We should. Let's take a moment and take 3 deep breaths, okay? So 1, in, out. 2, and 3. Doesn't that feel amazing? Oh my goodness. I love when I am needing to be calm, I just take some nice deep breaths and it helps me just release it all. So, and I say with meditation, you can meditate anywhere. Sometimes I will just be in the moment and just meditate because I'm just being aware of my breathing, of this moment in time, and experiencing what I am experiencing. That is meditation, and calming our mind and not allowing other things to provoke us from outside circumstances or even inside circumstances to become us, to allow us to react a certain way. And to be mindful, to always come back and be mindful and present in the here and now. And it's finding those habits within your daily life to keep you in this present moment as much as possible. And again, we go off. I sometimes still get very depressed. I go, back to my traumas. I go back to, things I'm not letting go of, or I'm so worried about the future and what's going to happen and where I'm going to go and how I'm going to do this. But it's saying right now, I am at the exact moment in time that I need to be. I'm exactly who I need to be. And allow the universe to flow. And know that whatever I manifest, whatever I create, whatever I truly believe and want will happen if I focus all my intentions on being present and being the person that I was meant to be on this earth. And sometimes we get so disconnected from that purpose, and it's hard to find that purpose once we've been disconnected from it for so long. And as we become more self-aware of ourselves, that purpose starts growing within ourselves, because our inner self is saying, oh my goodness, you want to accomplish what you were sent on this earth for. And I'm happy to help you and I'm happy to guide you, as long as you are picking up on these lessons and correcting yourself and learning from them and moving forward. Or else, I don't really want to help you because I'm trying. You're not seeing it, so why am I wasting my effort? So it's opening up to those signs and, to those red flags and to those gut feelings that are telling you, hey, be aware of the situation right now and what is going on, because it will tell you something. And it's such a powerful thing to tap into our inner wisdom, our inner intuition. Words today are very difficult, apparently. So that is another habit that I have worked into my daily routine. And I want to bring back to this that some days it is a struggle to be self-aware of myself. I still have my bad days, and that's okay. That is okay. Everyone in my family, when I have those days where I'm just in a existing mood, I'm neither happy nor sad, I'm just kind of experiencing, everyone always thinks something is wrong with me. And I say, but it's okay to just be. I don't have to be anything right now, and I'm content with where I am right now. And maybe that is me just working on something that I need to work on within myself, but I'm not reacting. And maybe I am trying to figure out an anger issue I have, or my sadness, or my loneliness, or something, but I'm gonna do it by myself without reacting badly to other people because you don't deserve it. And some days I just mentally exhausted, I'm physically exhausted, I can't give much, and that's okay, because that means that day is just to fill my own cup up and do these daily habits even more, especially on those days that I get into. I will set aside a whole day just to do these things that bring me back to being aware. And if that is waking up and journaling, and then doing yoga and going on a walk in nature and doing all these little habits that I sometimes fail to do every single day, but that I need to get myself back to, because they help me and they're helping me become the person I always knew that I was. And it's finding those habits that you can incorporate into your daily life that will bring you back to this present moment. And again, I'm just sharing the things that have helped me throughout the years, bring me back to myself, bring me back to loving myself again, thinking I'm worthy, knowing that I'm deserving of an amazing life and a great life and everything great. And sometimes I still do get disconnected, and I just want you to know that you just have to keep moving forward, because we never want to go backwards, because look at how far you have come. Even if you're starting on step 1, keep going. I have had my shares of going backwards in time, but it's not getting upset with ourselves that does happen. We have to forgive ourselves and just say, hey, it's okay, but let's not go back down that path. We keep learning. We keep getting this lesson. So let's learn from it and move forward and onto a new level, a new stair, a new thing that will propel us into who we were meant to be on this earth and what we are supposed to do to impact this earth in a positive way. And I believe that all of us are here for a great purpose, and we all just need to tap in to that purpose and into our inner self. All right, so for another habit that many people probably think is like, oh my goodness, but I do that. Most of us are not aware of this, but drinking water. Most of our body is water. We need to replenish it. And that was something I really had to get good at, was drinking water. And for me, I love tea. So usually I wake up, I have my tea. Right before I go to bed, I have tea. And in between, I always have my glass water bottle around me. I don't know why I have this weird thing that I really only like to drink out of glass or like clay mugs. Don't ask me why. I don't know. But yeah, and it's something that we really need to get better at. We need to hydrate our body. That's going into our muscles, into our organs, making them work better. And I think a lot more of us need to be aware of how much water we are actually drinking and realizing how many other things we are drinking that are dehydrating us. And a lot of us, especially I feel in Western world, actually no, I will want to say everywhere, they drink a lot of soda. All of the world drinks so much pop and coffee and alcohol, and all of those things dehydrate our body. And I know that we are not combating that dehydration with enough hydration, and we do need to be more aware of that because water is amazing. And another practice I recently got into doing is talking to my water, putting positive vibrations into that water that is about to go into my body, and saying affirmations into my water bottle before I drink that, because it's about to go to all my cells. And I feel like water is so powerful, and we need to definitely be more aware of hydrating ourselves and keeping our body in the best shape that it is, because this is our temple and we need to treat our temple as such. And I think water is a huge, most important thing we definitely need to put into our habits, especially for next year, forever. It needs to be a daily thing. Write it down, how many glasses of water you have a day, how many tea. And again, you should probably be aware of those other things that you're drinking and know that you need to drink even more water because you are drinking dehydrating things. So a few other habits that I've definitely gotten into is, firstly, making to-do lists. I love to-do lists. I think we all should have them, because then you can see, okay, this is what I need to get done, and you can rank them. How important is it that I get this done? But it gives you that clearer picture. Another big thing that I do is, on my wall, I have my 1-year plan, my 5-year plan. I have affirmations. I have amazing things surrounding me. And these things will bring you to, a positive place, and to see where you want to go, and gives you that clear vision to manifest what you want. If you're seeing that every single day, you are programming your mind to become that person that will attain those goals. I think writing goals, writing a bucket list. I have a huge bucket list with about 50 things on it, and I've already, I think, accomplished about 4 of those things, and I'm just gonna keep going with them. Another habit that I truly try to incorporate into my daily life that sometimes I do lack, but I absolutely love doing it, is reading. I love reading. And when I'm reading, it just helps me to clear my mind and to get creative. When I'm reading stuff, I'm picturing it in my head and creating this story. And it's something that I really enjoy doing. And with reading, I also love writing. Writing is something I find really fun, but it does take me a lot of time and energy, and sometimes, I really get out of writing moods, which really I feel helps me, and it is something that I do need to incorporate into my daily life more often than I do. I usually will, read and write about once a week, but it is something this new year I will definitely do more of. I will be reading and writing every single day. I promise you that is definitely a habit I need to do daily. Another thing that has really helped me become more aware is taking care of myself. It's something that we can definitely, people who in depression can relate to. It's just not wanting to take care of ourselves, whether that's taking a shower or getting out of bed, getting dressed for the day, putting on lotion, brushing our teeth. Sometimes those things are really difficult, and it's okay that happens. Sometimes I will forget. I'll be like, wait, I just went all day without taking care of myself, without taking a shower, and I just have to remind myself that self-care is one of the most important things that we can do for ourselves. And sometimes we have to push ourselves. And I heard this one amazing thing. I don't know where I read it from, so I'm sorry, but it stuck with me that, when you find those things that are hard to do, find an alternative. Maybe you just don't want to brush your teeth. Okay, well, at least, do some mouthwash. If that. If you don't want to take a shower, take a bath instead, or just sit down in the shower. And, it's finding those maybe lazy ways, but to still do them, because they are still powerful when you're at least trying to do those things. And that is very powerful, is taking care of ourselves. And all of this is taking care of ourselves, by drinking, by finding these new habits we can form. That is ultimately taking care of our mind, our body, and our soul, and becoming connected again to ourselves and to the present moment and to the here and to the now. And I hope that with hearing a lot of the habits I've implemented into my life that have helped me become more self-aware, and that have helped me go through many hard times and learning different skills that I need to have, like working on my communication skills, working on my listening skills, working on having compassion, working on being open-minded, seeing things from a different perspective, and just having all these different skills that I needed to learn and that I have learned. And I will say that is another big habit. Learn something new every day. Please, it's amazing. I think that is the one thing I love to do. I love to learn. Absolutely love it. And I think we constantly need to be open to learning, because we don't know it all. And some people have just the greatest wisdom and knowledge to pass on to you. And we have to be open for it. And I'm so open for it. And I hope that today you were open to it, and open to, maybe you found one habit that I've done that you're like, oh my goodness, maybe I can try that. Maybe I can incorporate that into my daily routine. Or finding those things. Make a list of things that you absolutely love to do, that, you forget that time exists. Find those things and do more of them. Because I tell you, life becomes better when you start living in the moment and start making yourself happy and realizing that you are the only person that can make you happy. No one else can make you happy. No one else can love you as much as you can love yourself. And teaching other people these concepts and these skills. And I want to share this gift with you. And I hope if you are dedicated to this, if you are open to changing and to having these great tools, I have finally opened up a private Facebook group for you Teach, Travel, Talk Goddesses, Queens, and Unicorns. And I have a lovely workbook for you all that are things that have helped me to overcome a lot of obstacles in life. And I want to share those with you. So please go and join the group. And I would love to give you this gift, because in the face of the new year, I think we all deserve a fresh start. And with a fresh start, we have to have tools in our tool belt that are going to help us through the new year, to lead us to a better life, into a life of being mindful and aware and in the present moment. And I really, really hope that this can help you along your journey. And I hope that you can share it with your friends, with your family. Give it as a gift. I want it to reach as many people as it can, because you are all worth it. You all deserve happiness. You all deserve the greatest things life has to offer. And I hope that you can say that to yourself in the mirror every single day, that you are deserving, you are worthy, you are loved. I want to say that I appreciate you all for listening, and I want to get feedback from you all on what you would like to hear, what you would need help with, so that I can help you overcome those things. And if you would love to join my Facebook group, it is TEACH.TRAVEL.TALK Tribe. And in there, we're going to get intimate and close, and I will share amazing tools with you to overcome. So I hope that you can go in the show notes below, and come join me. Come share in these experiences and in these tools that can help you to overcome a lot of life's obstacles. And I put a lot of research and hard work into this, and I hope you all love it, because it was made with love. It was made with the purest of intentions to just get this out to as many people as I can, to help you overcome life. Man, life is tough. Life can be hard, and I'm here to help you. I'm here to guide you. I'm here to be your tribe and to root you on. And I hope that you can join my tribe, because I need more amazing, beautiful goddesses, queens, and unicorns in my life. So on that note, I do want to wrap everything up and say thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you guys have some magical moments ahead of you, and I hope that you took away some teachable moments from this podcast, and I hope that you can find some habits that you can incorporate into the next year, and can have this workbook to help you find those goals and aspirations to overcome many of life's obstacles. So I hope that you can join me in there for that, because I think you would absolutely love it. So everyone, have a magical, magical time wherever you are on this earth, whatever time of day it is on this earth. I can't wait to talk next week. I'm debating if it's going to be myself or if it's going to be another unicorn talk. We've had some amazing unicorn talks with Yana and Bethany, and I love sharing those with you. I hope you all have an incredible new year, and tonight is the full moon, so if you want to do a full moon ritual, I will be there with you. Oh, I will talk about full moons some other time. That will be a great topic. But I love you all. You are all amazing and worthy and deserving and loved. And I can't wait to keep sharing these teachable moments with you, because I love listening to them. I love hearing them. And I love hearing that they are helping and that you are loving them. So until next time, my beautiful tribe, namaste.